For more than 40 years, the M1 Abrams has been the undisputed king of the battlefield, a rolling fortress of American power, precision, and engineering mastery. Its thunderous engine, roar, and unstoppable armor have become symbols of modern armored warfare. But the world has changed. The battlefields of tomorrow are no longer dominated by brute strength alone. They're defined by agility, advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and the constant threat from drones and precision weapons that can strike from miles away. That's why the U.S. Army is preparing for the next evolution of its legendary war machine. Introducing the M1E3 Abrams, a new generation of super tank built not just to fight, but to dominate. In early September, the U.S. Army quietly took a massive leap forward. Through a market survey sent to top American defense manufacturers, the Army began preparing the industrial base to mass-produce this future beast of war. This wasn't just another upgrade. It was the signal that the M1E3 program, the most ambitious tank project in decades, is moving from concept to combat readiness. For context, the Army had originally been working on another Abrams variant, the M1A2 CPV-4, but in 2023, the Pentagon decided that the old platform had reached its limit. Adding more armor and systems only made the tank heavier and harder to sustain. As one Army general put it, "We've reached the point where Abrams can't evolve without growing too heavy. We need a lighter, smarter tank, not just a tougher one," and thus, the M1E3 was born, a reimagining of what a main battle tank should be in the 21st century. The roots of this decision stretch back to a 2019 Army Science Board report that envisioned the battlefield of 2040, a chaotic arena of drones, autonomous vehicles, and hypersonic weapons. The report urged the Army to invest billions into a fifth-generation combat vehicle, something hybrid-powered, AI-assisted, modular, and capable of outsmarting rather than outmuscling its enemies. Fast forward to today, and those once futuristic ideas are becoming reality. The M1E3 is set to combine hybrid electric propulsion, AI-assisted targeting next-gen armor systems, and the ability to operate alongside robotic wingman vehicles. In other words, the Abrams is going cybernetic. This transformation didn't happen overnight. In 2024, General Dynamics Land Systems, the original manufacturer of the Abrams, received the official contract to begin shaping and designing the M1E3. This is the same company that showcased the Abrams X prototype in 2022, a sleek, futuristic demonstrator tank that turned heads worldwide. ABRAMS-X featured a hybrid electric drive that slashed fuel consumption by half, an unmanned turret that reduced the crew to 3, and integrated AI systems that could detect, prioritize, and even engage threats autonomously. These technologies will now serve as the backbone of the M1E3. The Army's goal: deploy the first operational units within just 2.5 years, far earlier than the original 2030 timeline. That accelerated schedule is no accident. The U.S. Army has learned some hard lessons from recent wars, especially Ukraine, where the speed of innovation has left traditional procurement processes in the dust. What used to take decades now needs to happen in months. General Randy George, the current Chief of Staff, has made it clear: bureaucracy kills innovation. He cut the production timeline of the M1E3 program by more than half, urging his team to embrace responsible risk and bypass outdated red tape. His reasoning: on today's battlefield, hesitation can be fatal. The Army must adapt faster than ever before. So, what makes the M1E3 such a monster? First, the engine: a powerful hybrid electric powertrain that boosts performance while dramatically reducing fuel consumption. This makes the tank quieter, faster, and far harder to detect. Second, the armor: an entirely new integrated protection system, designed from the ground up. Instead of bolt-in layers like the Israeli trophy system, the M1E3's defensive suite is built directly into the tank's DNA. It can sense incoming threats, rockets, drones, or missiles, and react almost instantly with countermeasures. Third, The AI, an intelligent battle network that can process sensor data, identify enemy positions, and even coordinate with unmanned drones in real time. The M1E3 won't just fight, it will think. Fourth, the design, philosophy, modular, and upgradable. The tank is being built with open architecture, meaning components can be swapped, upgraded, or reconfigured without redesigning the whole system. This ensures it stays relevant for decades and potentially allows for integration of future tech like directed energy weapons or hypersonic projectiles. But this new approach isn't just about raw technology. It's about reshaping how the US military thinks about tanks altogether. The wars of the 21st century will be hybrid, part cyber, part physical. Tanks like the M1E3 will serve as command hubs on tracks, coordinating drones, infantry, and artillery into one unified strike network. The line between manned and unmanned, offense and defense is blurring. Historically, the Abrams name carries weight. From the burning sands of Kuwait to the urban combat of Baghdad, the M1 proved itself time and again as a nearly invincible spearhead of US ground power. But the old warhorse was never meant to fight in an era of loitering munitions, FPV suicide drones, and hypersonic missiles. Even Ukraine's Abrams units, though superior to Russian tanks, have struggled against the realities of modern warfare. Their heavy armor offers no guarantee against cheap, explosive drones that can strike from above. The M1E3 is designed to change that, with lower heat signatures, smarter sensors, and armor capable of countering drone and missile threats. It's also part of a much bigger modernization push. The M1E3 will be developed alongside the XM30 mechanized infantry vehicle and the armored multi-purpose vehicle, forming the backbone of the Army's next-gen ground forces. And with its hybrid engine, it supports the Army's 2050 climate strategy, aiming to electrify all tactical vehicles without sacrificing performance. Make no mistake, this isn't just about building a better tank. It's about ensuring the US remains the uncontested land power on Earth. Of course, none of this comes cheap. The first M1 tanks cost a few $1,000,000 apiece in the 1980s. Today, a single M1A2 CPV-3 can run upwards of $20 million, and the M1E3 will likely be even more expensive. But as the Army sees it, the cost of falling behind would be far greater. And it's not just the US watching closely. Allies like Poland, Taiwan, and Romania are already lined up for Abrams variants, eager to integrate them into their own forces. Meanwhile, adversaries like China and Russia are scrambling to respond, pushing their own next-gen tank programs, though with limited success. So where does that leave us? The M1E3 Abrams isn't just an upgrade. It's a rebirth, a reinvention of what it means to be a main battle tank in an age of AI and autonomy. It's lighter, smarter, and deadlier than anything that's come before. A tank designed not only to survive the future of warfare, but to own it. When the first units roll off the line, possibly before 2028, the world will witness a new era in armored dominance. The age of the supertank has arrived. And it has a name: M1E3 Abrams, the monster returns.